All right, and we're live. I'm not going to embarrass myself and tell everyone I was just talking for about 45 seconds and realize I was on mute. Thank you, Mary. Nice to see you. You look comfy or seem comfy. Put your feet up. Okay, let's get right into it. Zelda. Hello, honey. How are you? Kindness for all. Okay, so I was having internet connection problems. Ugh, I love that name. Ugh. That's how I felt about 20 minutes, half hour ago when I was trying to connect the internet. How did I fix it? I just unplugged the router and restarted it. It's like, let's boot it up again. So it seems we are getting rain, but it's just drizzling. But we are in desperate need of rain. In fact, one of the neighbors in the neighborhood today, well, we noticed the fire engines out in front near our house. Like, there was a fire, a brush fire. All these bushes were going up and close to houses, and people like having to leave their houses, and we're 2 houses down from it. Well, there's a woman who smokes, and she flicked her butt onto the grass. And it's so dry here. The grass is like brown. It's really, we haven't had rain, a good rain in weeks. So everyone's safe. Nobody got hurt. The firemen came, they put it out. I checked out the firemen. Couple of them were good looking, a little bit too young for me, but but anyway, thanks for coming, everyone. Well, thanks for dropping in, little Laura. So I appreciate and everyone who came to the sunset tonight. Thank you so much. I think Bree was there, Sarah and Deputy's daughter, and I think I know she did reach out to me. She is most appreciative of everybody who was there, everybody, and um, I am going to coordinate with somebody who I'll reach out to tomorrow to set up something to help her and the family out during this time. Okay, and we're gonna make sure it's legit. So that it goes smoothly. So that's why it's gonna maybe probably take a day or two. But we're definitely gonna, if anyone wants to donate, help out, um, we're gonna definitely set something up for Bree and her family. Okay. So, all right. I know, Zelda. It happens so fast. Hi, Nana Patty. Nice to see you. I'm sorry I'm late. Okay, let's get right into this. I did not see Mommy Rambling's live stream last night, not a bit of it. So this is going to be fresh for me. I was, we all were those of us who knew Sarah um, and loved her so much, we were just too devastated to even think about going live. It was a rough day for everybody, but do we do right? I do want to say one thing. I don't usually block a lot of people. I did have to block somebody tonight who put a couple of comments through that were under review from a Sassy Darcy. And the only reason why I blocked her because her comments were extremely disturbing. They were vindictive. I shouldn't say disturbing, vindictive, to the point of it was pure bullying. And there were 2 comments that she tried to get through that were um, attacking a particular person. Well, I'm not going to mention their name. And Sassy Darcy, I'm sorry, but you're blocked. I just can't have that kind of talk. I mean, it was no, it was anger. It wasn't like, hey, it was you just read these comments and it was pure hatred. So, hey, Mary. Yeah, Mary, she's a good person, Pika. Yeah, I kind of got that feeling. Um, and I also want to make one thing clear. I know Mommy Ramblings hashtag the word drama and thinks that, this is all drama. And I'm going to tell you what I think. Because I usually don't like to get involved into the hard drama. Anybody, in my opinion, that has been a victim of bullying, harassment, real life, doing things behind the scenes that harms them, hurts them, that to me is not drama. Okay? So if you let's look up the definition of drama. Drama definition. Okay. Ooh, hostage drama. Uh, that's more theater. Now, there's a dramatic situation. If you use it as an adjective, that's fine. But as a noun, no. Um, well, actually, no. Let me take that back. A dramatic situation. Okay, I see what they're saying. Rumor, lying, or exaggerated reaction to life events. Melodrama, an angry dispute or scene, intrigue or spiteful interpersonal maneuvering. So I would, it might be drama in a sense, but we're not lying and we ain't starting rumors because there's been so much proof that's been shown. Mm-mm. No, no. All right. Okay. Barbos and Sarah, Mary, everyone. Hello, Nina Patty. Okay, let's get right into this. I'm going to just do audio. Okay. And let me put it on. Where, oh, God. So I'm on the computer. Where the hell is this speed up thing under settings? Okay. Here we go. Playback speed. Let's do 1.25 and see how that works. Okay.
L, Lisa L. Are you guys sisters? Doors of Perception, Carol Lucy, Puddin,
This is from yesterday.
Jeanette,
Like I said, I didn't see it.
Heart Made Wise.
Wasn't in the mood.
Sorry for anybody I missed.
And furthermore,
Chris Ree, Tammy Flo.
Furthermore, I don't know what part of the stream Mommy Rambling gives her condolences to Sarah's family. Please don't. Please don't, because your condolence was cold as ice. Someone sent me a clip. It was like, I'm paraphrasing, but it was like, I'm sorry for your loss. I mean, really? Can you just pretend? Just pretend you care? And I'm not gonna say it what Sarah thought because Mommy Ramblings proposed the question. This is her heartfelt condolence, according to her, regarding Sarah. I don't know if she liked me or not. Like, really? Really? You gotta make an issue out of everything? All you could have said was, on behalf of the Rambler community, we give our heartfelt condolences. But no, you had to make it about you again. Okay, sorry. I just had to say that. I'm sorry. It's just that this community is crushed over losing Sarah. And mm. Hey, Mary Beth. Okay. And you know what I would like Merp to do? Maybe one day, and I would like all creators to do this, is let's all touch upon addiction, you know? And if you don't know anything about it, I'd like you to do some research because there's a lot of people in all these communities who have either struggled with substance abuse or have a loved one who has either struggled with substance abuse or passed away from it. I would love nothing more than to spread the word and stop the stigma that I've noticed a lot of people in on the internet and in real life have this stigma. They still use the word junkie. I don't like the word addict because it's a label. When you refer to someone in addiction, you just say someone struggling with substance abuse. Um, and I think it would be great. I've always, wanted to for people more people to speak out and talk about it because I think we've all been affected or know somebody, and it would be great if people really took the time to understand that it is a disease. Um, um, a lot of people are passing away from it, and that's just my wish for the future. Okay, let's go. Yes, they are flow. I hate stigmas. Like you have a choice. Really? Really? I've heard it all the time. Really? That's ignorance, and that's where education comes in. It is a disease, it is not a choice. Hey, Star Wars agent, drinking Coors Light is not a disease. I hope it's not. You're cool. I hope you're doing well. Thanks for stopping by, Miller. Okay, let's get this party rolling. And the link is pinned if anyone would like a link. You can take it. Oh, Ugh, I'm sorry. I had a younger brother that passed from an overdose. I think that's a great idea, Pink. Yeah, maybe, next month or whenever. Right now is not a good time, but um, I used to have a page called Recovery Prescribed, but I can't find the password. I can't even get back into it. And it was great because I did a couple of live streams. Bye, Miller. Thanks for coming by. And it was great, and people wanted more. So, um, a little education never hurt anyone. So, hey, say Robbie, how are you? Good to see you. So the link is pinned if anyone wants it. So let's do this.
I think maybe let's see. Okay, I think it's gonna let me go in to do something now. What's with the Google? They have their like people hugging each other, and what's that significant?
What was that? What's significant of Google with people hugging each other? I don't know. Maybe it's National Hug Day. Whatever it is, hug someone. That was random. Okay.
So what's the significance of that?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I can't.
Okay, now I'm over there. Go to my channel.
Oh,
YouTube Studio.
I helped him know.
Okay. Thank you, W. Schwenke, for the happy mail you sent. Hold on one second. This is taking forever and a day here.
Thank you, Laura.
Sorry, but I have to get, if I don't get in the live chat and the live video, I can't do this. Okay, so let me just hit this. All right, so as I said the other day, we are, I am, I guess also I would say it's the channel. There's also some subscribers that are being lumped into the middle of it. And
Carolyn, you're sending your subscribers over to my channel that are really nasty. And one of them I had to block. And I know you sent Scooter over to my live stream the other night because it was like she had the hiccups, verbal hiccups. It wasn't Merb's fault. That joke y'all did with Dorothy, it's like it wasn't her verbiage. It just wasn't. So be careful who you send over here and how they behave because it's their personal attempt. I had to block Sassy Darcy. It was bad.
excuse me, so I'll say we are in a smear campaign. And by we're in it, I mean we're the targets of it. And when you are in something like that, what you can do when there are significant lies going around, you bring the truth. Okay? And you just don't let these lies keep taking on life. You have something that for your own people, it's not about them at all. It's not about them. Because
No, because a narcissist, it's always about you. It's never about other people with any narcissist. That's no shocker.
there's no point to even address them. They won't.
Oh, we're them. We are now them. This is typical of sides. Them, the other people. You know, this is like a Lord of the Flies. Them.
Change who they are. This
Hi,
is for you
Nancy.
guys, for your questions when you see things that they're trying to bring to you in your ears as they have been doing
Gaslighting 101. Keep it up.
for so many months now.
Ugh.
And it's all coming out, just how bad this is and how long this was going on.
When have you noticed, Merc? This is just coming out?
You might remember
Uh-oh.
something very telling back in November. Hey, I didn't even mean to rhyme that. I really didn't. But wow. Okay. You might remember
This is fair use, by the way.
something very telling that way back in November when Scooter and I went into a chat of someone that they freaked out because yesterday they thought we were colluding with this person because of a joke. But it happened to be in that very creator's chat that a creator from Australia came at me and Scooter for no reason.
Huh? For no reason. You didn't find anything wrong with that little stunt you and Scooter pulled? All of you? All y'alls and all y'alls? All of you? And you pulled this. It was like, the more I watched it, the more I'm like, wow, you guys are good. Like, you even apologize at the end with actual compassion. So sorry. And someone mentioned that too, one of my comments, that you're more sincere when you're up to no good than when you are being yourself. It's weird.
No reason. And used the phrase, the cow jumped over the moon. The cow jumped over the
can't.
moon.
I can't. What does that mean? Hi, Teresa.
And the other night, a creator from Australia came out of the catacombs of YouTube, right? Appeared
Right?
suddenly.
Yeah.
No one was really surprised.
Dun, dun, dun. Oh, by the way, the title is Let's Talk. Never try to ruin someone's life with a lie when yours can be destroyed with the truth.
The dolls
Oh,
were the
creepy,
catalyst.
the creepy dolls.
This wasn't about dolls. The dolls was the catalyst.
Okay, let me just remind everybody thus far, again, these are just her thoughts. Okay, her brain is a windstorm of one thought after the other, and they're overlapping and interweaving, and she's just spitting them out. Okay, so keep that in mind and do not get upset or angry regardless of what she says. Okay, this is what a narcissist tries to do. Okay, I am not a doctor, nor do I play one on TV, but I think I've learned enough of what the narcissistic traits are that I'm not diagnosing you. I'm just saying you sound like one. You sound like a narcissist and you act like one. Hi, Jamie.
There was a lot of private messaging going on during the vacation. And there were photographs that were taken.
Yeah.
Photographs that were taken.
Yeah.
Photographs of me.
Yeah.
Photographs of the house.
Yeah.
Photographs of the house with the cars in front.
What are you, paranoid?
Those photographs were sent back to Hell to the No. Well,
Prove
let's
it.
see.
Prove it. Now, I haven't watched this. Now, I'm going to be fair. Okay. Pink's going to be fair. I have not watched this. So let's see. Oh my, Teresa, let's see the proof that she can prove. And first of all, I don't know. I'm in pictures. What's wrong with that? Are you that insecure that you don't like your picture being taken?
Who
You're on vacation. They're memories.
was messaging during the vacation with people connected
Oh,
with
get
Hell to
out
the
of
No?
here. Get out of here.
And on another channel, someone that originally united in hate with the others that left fell out with them. And they were thrown out of that other Slack. And which I find really interesting how everyone wants to attack this channel's Slack. But you don't attack those other people that went and started their own Slack.
By the way, if anyone is taking a link, please let me know because I'm on the YouTube side. Thank you. Whoops.
Not worried about that? You're just worried about this Slack? Interesting. Telling. Okay. But those two people got thrown out.
Your Slack is dirty. Dirty, dirty, dirty. Told you, delete it. Get rid of it. Why do you, what's wrong? Just go to Discord. Because you have control. And also, too, when I asked the other night, can there be private messages in Slack? Yeah, there can. But the administrator still has access to see everything and edit everything. Slack is dirty. And it's for business, like corporate. Like, if she's a business, is she registered? Like the tax ID and all that stuff? But she abuses the Slack. It's
Now,
already been proven.
and those people got thrown out because there was
Mm.
a lot of dirty stuff going on. Dirty stuff without proof. Dirty things were being said without proof. And there were dirty dealings. And these people clashed. And they didn't want to get involved in that the way that.
Is she talking about people who were actually with her on vacation? So mind you, so far she's not showing anything. Or if she's showing anything in the near future, just remember, as a Slack administrator, you can go in and edit messages. Now, I'm not saying she did or she didn't, but there's a possibility. If she was in Discord, see, Slack is going to end up being her own disadvantage because of that factor with Slack, because you're never going to know what's authentic and what isn't. You follow me? With Discord, you can't go in and change people's messages. In Slack, you can edit. I could say the sky is blue, and tomorrow the Slack will read the sky is green. Okay? Slack
They
is
were going to spin
whack.
a narrative. And that's not to say those two people are good, but they clashed about what two narratives they were going to do. And one wanted to do it by going on channels and telling, and the other one said, no, we want to spin the narrative this way. So when they clashed, and the head honcho said, hit the road, Jack.
J-May, did you already see it? She has zero proof of all her self-serving narrative, thus she shows nothing. Has anyone already seen this? Slack is whack. Oh my God, kindness. Do you walk to work or carry your lunch?
They got thrown out of that Slack. And then they've been talking.
Who's they? Why don't you just bring up the name so they can defend themselves? Because when you do it that way, you're basically accusing everyone. Okay? That's dirty.
About just how dirty
Sarah.
the people that left here are and what they're doing. To spin a narrative that's completely
Okay,
false to you
Sarah.
guys. To spin a narrative they want to say happened over some dolls. It didn't happen over dolls. It went on way before that. Way before that.
That wasn't
It was
me.
happening during the vacation. It was happening before that. The cow jumped over the moon was back in November.
How does
Hey, Dingbat.
Hey, Dingbat.
What's done in the dark will always come to light. When people unite in hate, that's all they have in common. And pretty soon, what happens is you find out people's true intentions for uniting in hate. Because while they may all hate the same person, and it's usually a hate born out of jealousy, whatever it is, but while they do hate the same person, they have different objectives for what they want to do.
Yeah, this is like riddle me this, you know? God. I don't drink, but I might start. Actually, I'm dying for a cup of tea.
And it seems the objectives of most of these people was to start their own channel. And to start it by...
Her kids are in the background, mind you. I can hear them.
Not only on the back of this one, but by this thought that they could destroy them.
Can I just say, when I first came to YouTube, when I had one of my kids living with me, he went back to school for his master's, and he wasn't little. This is an adult. I wouldn't even do my streams with him in the house, even in another room. Y'all remember when I used to go down the street behind a pub and do my parodies and live streams? But this talking smack, I mean, the only what was happening was my son would hear me in my room and he was starting to get really concerned. Like, if you didn't know who I was, you'd think there was a untreated schizophrenia in my bedroom, because I was having all these voices and conversations doing parody. So, but this, come on, don't do this with your kids in the background. I don't know what the cow did, whatever he did, or whatever he jumped over. It's I don't know. It's like a Mad Lib. Let's fill it in. Okay, let's think of a noun. Anyone have a noun? The cow jumped over the moon, and that means it's a blank. Fill it in. What cow? A Lowe's cow. That's all I can think of. Cow Crocs. They got cow Crocs. I've used it as a thumbnail before. All I can think is Lowe's cow. LOL. Oh, Sarah. She's talking about moo. Jesus.
This one. Taint all of the subscribers because they spent time behind the scenes.
We got you, moo. We got you. Anyone want a link? It's pinned. Just let me know. Someone tag me and say, hey, someone's taking a link.
Having people message them, having people call them, telling people they were my right hand.
The bottom line is, anyone who leaves her and takes their power back, okay, she gets outraged and she does this. It's so obvious. It's so obvious because a narcissist is all about control, control. And they're going to spin a narrative and they got an audience that believes all her words, no proof. They're like, oh, let me read the chat. Oh my God, and that's horrible, and blah, blah, blah. I loved it when she said, hi, oh, what was that? Archie Bunker called his nephew that. Okay. And they're all, oh, someone's giving hugs in the chat. Don't do that. No, Mer doesn't know what the significance of hugs are.
Telling people they handled issues for the channel, telling people to talk to them because they
Right,
were so
Nancy.
close to me.
Exactly what it is.
They weren't.
She's upset that 2 of her ex-Ramblers came on this stream. They have every right to. They can go anywhere they want. That's trying to control somebody. She's losing control. She's losing her power. This is all narcissism. It's not hard to figure out. And if, by the way, people, if you ever meet someone like this in your real life, run the other way. Don't think they'll change. Run. Even if they weren't like that when you first met them, then after a while, they start showing traits. Run. Don't think they'll ever change. Oh, don't think they'll ever change. Never. Who's Handsome Truth? I don't know who you are. You got to show yourself. You can porn me, but it's got to be in the green room. I'll give you 10 seconds or I'll boot you. You got to show yourself. Put your camera on. You can show me your private parts or whatever. Okay. But just in the green room. Okay. Goodbye. Okay. All right. Let's continue.
So close to me. Like so many of you have been led to believe. In fact, talking on the phone with those people, I can count on one hand how many times I had a phone call.
Her kids are
with
close.
Those people.
You can hear her kids. I can hear their conversation.
Okay? That's how close I was to them. So while they filled your ears with things and told you so many things about me, and the ones of you that just blindly believed it, ones of you who have been members here for so long and you just blindly believed it, and you know who you are. You know exactly who you are.
She's not
the ones
making
that said,
sense.
I never did a thing to you. You've never seen me been unkind to you, to someone else. You've seen me help people and this and that, but you believed these people.
Has she ever admitted to anything? That's another thing you got to watch out for. Someone who never admits to anything. Anything.
You believed these people because
you believe these people. You see how her tone changed? You believed these people.
thought you knew them.
Hmm.
You thought that you knew them. You thought because they had dimples, they were like Shirley Temple. You thought,
oh, stop it.
Because they were bedridden, they couldn't hurt a fly.
What did you just say? I know who she's talking about. And you know something? She must have sent Sassy Darcy over because Sassy Darcy's comment was just like that, but it was vicious. Vicious. Stop sending your people over, Merp. I'm telling you, stop it. They're going to be blocked. My comments are on review. They're not going to get through.
You thought because they were older in years that maybe.
And if you grab my IPS ad, which is roaming, by the way, so it's gonna be like, "Where's Waldo?" Okay, I'll make sure I put a red striped shirt on if you're trying to look for me, okay? I'll see you in court because I don't play. I don't play. I went through this with a YouTuber 2 years ago, and guess what? She was charged, and she's from another country. She was charged. The FBI got involved, and Homeland Security got involved because she was from out of the country. Don't even think to play with me.
They were wiser and they wouldn't do anything nasty or underhanded, and because they had been beaten down so much in their life before. You've been sold
Am I getting mad?
some really bad land.
I'm getting mad because of the way she's talking about people's disabilities. Okay. Hi, honey. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm okay. Is this upsetting you?
A little bit.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Okay.
I'm just
All right.
I'm just here to set the
If at any point it becomes too much, because you all are the ones that were with her at just even being her subscribers, please let me know, okay?
okay.
And I can stop it, okay?
Well, I was going to tell you who the bedbound people were. That's me and Moo.
I know,
So just thought I'd.
because Sassy Darcy, whatever her name is, she tried to
Mm-hmm.
get a comment through, and I'm not even going to repeat it.
Hmm. Well, there were some pretty
It was,
bad ones last night that were made in another chat that we were in. So, by some trolls.
yeah,
Um.
my mods are on alert, so
Okay.
anyone who comes in here and bullies somebody in the chat, I don't care who you are. If you're my subscriber, I don't care who you are. You're gone. You're gone. No timeout. They're gone. Do you have
Well,
something playing in the background, or
no, I don't. I've got my
okay? No.
I've got my
Okay.
other line muted.
You're getting a lot of support in the chat. Lots of
Yeah, I
hearts.
see that. Thank you all.
Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Do you want me to continue it, or do you still have more to say?
Oh, I was just going to say that the cow that jumped over the moon scenario. I
Mm-hmm.
think she's talking about news tubers or space monster and one or the other, and I have no idea what that's about. Um, we first time we've seen space monster was on your panel. Um,
Yeah, yeah, me too. Like I think I talked to her one time on someone else's panel. I think she
mhm.
forgot that I was introduced to her. I forget whose it was. Um,
Yeah,
maybe it was BT's. I can't even remember, but yeah.
but because space monster happened to pop in here the same night we were in here, now there's a conspiracy theory that we've been working with the hate channels, so-called hate channels,
Yeah,
that she
and
calls the hate
that
channels,
yeah,
and
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 what happens is, unfortunately, especially when someone becomes addicted to social media,
mhm,
uh there it's a digital world. It's like dislike, love, hate, right? And
mhm,
there's that gray area. And when people
mhm,
can't use logic, or they try to fill up that gray area in the digital world, a lot of times it gets filled up with paranoia.
mhm,
And I think what we're seeing, this speculation, or she's starting to believe it because she's doing a live about it. So obviously she believes this. She's not saying I think or I
right,
wonder. She's really believing this. And this is typical of social media addiction, where I mean, and God, I don't know when the last time she took a break off of YouTube, but this is
never,
very typical of not just her, but a lot of creators.
mhm,
Um, that they start experiencing paranoia. It actually changes the patterns in the brain. I mean, this is scientific stuff that they have done data on,
mhm,
when it comes. you look into social media addiction, especially with younger kids. This is why it's even more dangerous with the developing brains. But this can
Mhm.
happen to brains that are already developed. So just think how dangerous that is even to a younger person who isn't fully developed in the brain.
Mhm.
So just
And
keep that in mind.
there
Yeah.
was there was no conspiracy theory. I just wanted to say that there's been no
Yeah,
conspiracy.
we did. Yeah.
That was pretty much it for that part.
Yeah, because when someone can't look at themselves and be honest with themselves and say, "Hey, maybe I had a part in this," you
Mhm.
know, they're going to blame everyone and everything around them.
Mhm.
And it's sad. It's sad to see somebody go down go down YouTube this way, you know? I
Yeah.
won't lie. I I have a heart. I mean, it's just sad to see anybody, whether it's MRB or anybody who starts speculating conspiracy theories and when you don't see them, say, "Hey, I know I did this." Yeah, nothing. It's always somebody else,
Mhm.
always with her. It's
Yeah.
unfortunate.
It is.
Yeah. Okay. Let's keep playing this.
because that stuff isn't true. People with dimples can say such damning things about other people and via text messages that your mind would probably be blown.
So she's saying this is like a study. Did she
Yeah.
do a study?
No.
Everyone with dimples versus no
Uh,
dimples? Well, thank God
that's
I don't have dimples.
one of the
I don't
people
get
on our one of the people
I'm safe.
that left has dimples, and she used to get teased that she has dimples and curly hair, and she got called Dimples. So
Eh,
yeah.
I'm telling you, I would die. Well, I do have curly hair, even though I straighten the hell out of it, but I would die for dimples with curly
Hmm.
hair,
She's
and she
precious.
doesn't like it. Yeah.
Hmm.
People get surgery to get dimples. Do you know that?
Yeah. No.
You can
No.
get surgery to have dimples made. Yes. Yes, I'm not lying. You can get dimples made. Plastic surgery.
Oh my
Okay.
goodness.
Hey, Jake, nice to have you up here.
Hello, Pink Lady Luck. Hello, Nana Patty.
Hi.
I'm not quite sure if you can hear me. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
very well.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to clear up something so that it becomes aware. The cow jumped over the moon has nothing to do with Moo. It has nothing to do with Nana Patty. What happened about that situation was we had already had a Zoom call with Carolyn and two scooters and said how we were disappointed. Wait on. Sorry.
That's okay.
Sorry about that.
Oh my
We
God,
had
White Rabbit
already
just
had,
ran away with the spoon. I can't.
I'm sorry about
I
that.
can't.
We had already had a Zoom call with Carolyn and two scooters about the Jack situation. We then went into Dorothy's chat and the same thing was happening, that Jax was getting doxxed. We were getting timed out because we said this was inappropriate. We then typed into the chat, the cow jumped over the moon, and that's where that all came from. It has got nothing to do with Moo of Two. Unfortunately, MRB is paranoid about everything, but that was meant for her. She was the cow. Two scooters was the moon. They were jumping over one another. Her whole channel is like a nursery rhyme, a fictional thing that she makes up things in her head. That's all it had to do with. But obviously, it has caused her psyche to go absolutely ballistic.
Hmm.
Mhm. Yep.
So I just thought I'd let you know that.
Thank you.
So it had nothing to do with Move 2. It was something we said. And at the time, we were timed out. I had to go in on this second channel to try and make our point known that we weren't happy that Jax was getting doxxed again. We made it quite aware that Carolyn and Two Scooters were in Dorothy's chat again, egging it on that a man was being doxxed, something severe. And we weren't happy about it because we'd already made it quite clear that this was not right.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what it has to do with. Nothing more, nothing less. But thank you, Pink Lady Luck, for having me up.
Yeah,
I
you're
thought
welcome.
I'd just,
Anytime.
yeah, I thought I'd just clear that up for you.
Thank
And
you.
Yeah, thank you.
yeah,
I've
so that's
wondered
all it
about
was
that
about.
myself. I've wondered
No,
about that myself. So thank you for clearing that up.
yeah, yeah. The people that actually saw it back then, and I don't know why Carolyn's saying that it all started back then in November or whatever month she said. That's Carolyn
Mm-hmm.
actually getting herself into her paranoid, sociopathic
Hmm.
ways in her head. In her head.
Right,
It had
exactly.
nothing to do with anyone else.
Exactly.
Hmm. So I thought I'd just let you all know and have a lovely stream. I'll be listening.
All right. Thank you so much for coming up. We appreciate
That's
it.
okay. Yeah.
Thank you.
And I'm blocked. Pink Lady Luck, I'm blocked on my main account. So I don't know why.
We mean you're blocked. You are?
I'm I'm blocked on my main account. I was putting messages in and no one was saying anything. And I thought, I think I'm blocked.
No, I see you. I've seen you in my chat.
This one, no, I'm blocked. I'm positive I'm blocked on my main account. This is my second account. But that's
What's your
okay,
main?
Pink. It's
I
just
wouldn't have blocked.
thingamajig.
What's your main account?
Just thingamajig. And this
I'll
one's
have.
thingamajig too. But
Huh.
that's okay. It's okay. It's all good. It's all good.
Okay. Later, I'll look it up and see if it. I show that you're blocked. I mean, that does happen once in a while. I have no idea why.
Yeah, no,
Um.
that's okay.
Okay.
I'm not
I'm
worried.
sorry
I'm
about
not
that.
worried.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll be listening to you.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.
All
Bye.
right. Bye. Okay. So a lot of this is just.
That's really grand. And then you
I'm gonna go a little bit forward because I think a lot of this is just her with the same verbiage. Um, okay, let me get to the part where she starts.
she took those down almost immediately. She took those down almost immediately because, well, first Carol Lucy said something to her, but then she wrote me an email that said, "Effing Carol Lucy, I'm not taking it down." And then after a little while, she thought better of it. And it's obvious now that she continued her friendship with Evie, and that's why she took the step down. And it's evident how the step was going.
It's obvious and evident to her. To
Mm-hmm.
her. It's just what she's thinking. Unless you actually ask those people what their intentions are, you can speculate all you want, but you know, unless you actually talk to people and gather facts and present those facts, this is all speculatory, all of it, all of it.
On behind the scenes. But this is just to show you the patterns, okay? So Carol Lucy wrote this to Boo Up 2 under one of the hateful videos that she's so.
Okay, hold on, let me share this. I think that was me echoing. Gee. No, it's not. Okay, share screen. Oh.
adept at putting up. And she said, move up to flipping hell. You have a fairly sharp bite there yourself. Right? I'm doing it again, writing about stuff I don't know about, but I have asked to stop, to try to reconcile. Two wrongs will never make a right. If there's going to be back and forth videos, this nasty war of words will never end and subs will be lost by all. I've even turned to blaming you now. I just can't stand any of this. They were such great friends and I can't figure out how it's become so toxic. Please stop making videos, though it just ratchets it up. I have asked the same on the other side. I'm now lashing out at everybody. This is what toxic shite does to you.
Shite? That's what she calls shit?
Yes.
Okay, that, again, this just looks like speculation.
It's just comments that were written
Yeah,
in
that's all it
under
is. Okay,
videos. That's all
no
it
big
is.
deal. Jesus. All right, let's fast forward. What else, Carolyn? I'm losing brain
Screenshots here
cells.
open, so I'm sorry about it. It's just
Is this Slack?
No, I think that's comments that were written underneath
Because if
it.
it's Slack,
It's not. Those were, I think those were
if she
comments
shows any
that were
Slack,
written under videos. If
okay.
she shows any
If
Slack,
there's anything in Slack that's familiar to Slack, just let me know, because the fact that Slack can be edited, I'm not even going there. So,
You know that may be true on a business account with Slack, but like I have a free Slack
it is.
that we use, and I can't do any of that. I'm the administrator on this Slack account. I can't edit
Mhm.
anybody anything, and I can't see any private messages. And my Slack is free, and you can leave anytime you want. It's set up where you can
Well, remember
check out.
we did see some when a crime scene cleaner was talking on whose stream was it? Was it Randy's Life? It's Randy's Life.
Mm-hmm.
Um, to the nose. Someone showed that, there was a bill and she had it under Dreaming's name and all that. Just like StreamYards. If you get the free
Mm-hmm.
version,
Mm-hmm.
you only do so much. Once you pay for it, then you get more options. So I think that was
Mm-hmm.
already discussed, that if you have a paid version. Why is it
Yeah.
echoing?
I don't know.
You don't have
I'm really close to my
anything,
router.
like your cell phone? Is your cell phone volume down?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think you're talking about a person named Sally Ann, aren't you, Bitey Cat? Should I release the text between you and Lisa D about Sally Ann? Do you think everybody would be shocked at what you said to that, now you say, survivor of self-harm? Would everybody be shocked? Because you're so, here you look like you wouldn't say anything. Like,
So, look, again, here's my take. Anyone who's harmed by her or anybody has a right to defend themselves. And if it means showing something, okay, to defend yourself, that's what it comes to. That's what it comes to. A war of words, it will get nowhere. That's why we always say we need proof. We need proof. You know. So this is not surprising me. Like,
what I have in text. When they left her channel by telling them she was in despair over the loss of her subs because of her evil mods. So my evil mods.
yeah, well, they're not nice. Remember what happened to Justice Warrior? You had your mods boot her because she wanted to buy one of your products but wouldn't give you a social media or a Facebook account or Instagram or whatever you asked for. And you booted her. You told Kevin, get rid of her. A retired school teacher. And all she wanted to do was buy something from your auction, and she didn't know how to do it.
I don't
That never
remember that
happened.
happening.
On that
that happened. Oh God, there's a video up. Justice Warrior put a video up after that happened. Um,
Oh, I think I remember
I
seeing
know how
that.
to know. Yeah, and her son. She said her son intervened and said not to get involved with this woman. That there's no
Mhm.
reason why anyone should provide. You have to provide anybody for a business to purchase something. It's like going into a department store. If you buy a dress, you don't have
Mhm.
to give them your Facebook account. You
No.
just pay them. And she was willing to just pay, give her email to Carolyn, pay for the product, and that's
Mhm.
all that's necessary. But Carolyn wanted all this other information on her.
Mhm.
And that's when this woman's son was like, uh-uh, no, get out. That's a
Mhm.
scam or whatever. He just didn't feel safe with his mother in there. Yeah.
Mhm.
And
Usually.
and when she questioned Carolyn and said, because Carolyn was being condescending as she described it, Carolyn started
Mhm.
putting her down like a little child. And, it was bad. It was
I'm
bad.
sorry that happened to her.
Yeah.
Each person leaving was cruel for being insensitive to her self-harm. She hits everyone where they hurt the most. No, that sounds like yourself you're talking about. It sounds like yourself.
Uh-oh.
Jealous of you and what you've accomplished in your life and what you have in your life. They know they will never have or accomplish those things. Even if they have a degree, like BBT supposedly does, she can't even use it. And who knows how she got it? Because I won't even say that part of it because I don't want to put that out. It's about because I'm not going to put that out.
About what, Merb?
It's true, but I'm not going to put it out. They are miserable. Stop letting them control you. Why would I take advice from someone that's a loser that has the loser channel at 2,000 subscribers? And some of them can't even get 1,000 subscribers. Yet they spent 7 hours telling me what I'm doing wrong. And then I bought subs. I've never bought one sub. Everything I did through hard work. They don't even know the meaning of it. What the hell do they have to offer me? Nothing. They couldn't do what you did. So just leave us. You have to stop watching them. Her answer to me was,
Listen to her tone, especially when she reads from other people's whatever. She like tries to play a character, you know, like tries to get
Mhm.
into their skin, and um, it's something I noticed, and I don't know, it was just something I noticed that, and so just discuss it. You don't have to play the character of the person you're reading from. You know what I mean? It's not
Mhm.
a play. It's not a play.
oh my gosh, I just woke up. Yes, I got all the texts. Thanks. I don't watch that crap, but people still
Jeez.
send me links when they drag me. So I heard that Diane's channel idiot drag.
Who's she reading from? Anyone know?
I have no idea. Maybe if I hear a little more, I can tell.
Let me go back. Uh,
Why can't you defend yourself? Because you're doing a good job at defending yourself here, as you say, and all of this is made up. This is a smear campaign, and you're pretty adept at doing that. Why couldn't you defend yourself if you wanted to against Diane? You're a street fighter, after all. Remember, you put people up against a wall and you kill them. Your own words in the video. Your own words.
who's that she's talking about?
Moo. She's talking about
Anybody
body
know?
cat. Moo. Moo.
Okay. Hey, Gray Hughes. Thanks for stopping in. Gray Hughes, I tried to send you a donation, but forgot my PayPal password. Again, the last time I had YouTube create it. But usually when the PayPal comes up and says put your password in, it shows to click it. It doesn't. So next time. next time, promise. It was good to catch you. You're live. Yeah, this is Merb, real life Merb, who collects URL addresses, I mean IP addresses from people who leave her. Yeah, she's gonna sue us all. We're just watching another live stream with no proof. We're bored.
I said, did my message show up? I wrote you a long message.
Oh, by the way, great. She's a true crime creator. Just thought I'd let you know. Just the FYI on that. Okay.
All my texts are disappearing. I wrote you this huge text and now it's gone. The pettiness of the channel and the fact that they are willing to go back 6 months to try to find an unflattering picture of me, of this, okay, this, I'm talking.
What's the big deal here? Moo's just expressing herself. That's all. She's giving her opinion. She's telling you how she feels and what she feels you put her through and everyone else. And look at all the proof we've all seen, Merb. Okay? Your hands are not clean. Go back to Hell to the No channel. Go to BBT Boston's videos.
To her about who's behind, and I'm not going to give that out. Hell to the no. Okay? That they're willing to go back and try to find an unflattering picture of me to try to call me out about my weight and about my spine is just disgusting. I have nothing else, and it's ridiculous because I've lost 20 pounds since that picture's been taken, and it's all they have to try to attack my physical appearance. Don't let them get to you. They are moron losers. When you think that they are so obsessed that they have nothing else but to create a channel, not on content that they like to create.
Was this when Moo was still a Rambler?
Yes, Moo was trying to tell her that she was upset because Moo got slammed on Diane's channel, and Carolyn didn't do anything to help her.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, well, I can't speak for that. I wasn't there
No.
when Diane's for that. Yeah.
No.
I know
But
she
Moo-
called Diane out the other night for being whatever. But yet she
Yeah.
doesn't watch her. So she doesn't watch Diane's channel. So whatever.
Uh-huh.
No, not content that they have a talent for, but content about one person to smear them because they are so obsessed they can't get it out of their minds. They watch me more than the Ramblers do.
All right.
They
All
have
right. I'm
7
fast
hour
forwarding
back.
this. I don't know what this.
Gordon is Nana Patty's loving and protective husband. He merely posted in support of his wife. Yeah, that wasn't what it was. And it got Carolyn so upset that no, he didn't post in support of his wife. He put up a disgusting post that was full of lies. He put it on my.
That's her opinion. And I remember Gordon putting up that post, and good for him. Good for him. And he protected his wife, as he should be, as your husband should protect you and do what's in your best interest, Merb. And he doesn't. He doesn't. In my opinion, he doesn't. Okay? He lets you go off on tyrants and these threats of wanting to harm yourself, doesn't call, the hospital, an ambulance, nothing. I'm sorry, but you're not going to do this to Gordon. No way. I saw what Gordon, anybody would be blessed to have a husband like Gordon.
Channel, he put it in her channel. It was lies. It was nasty. It was not from people that wanted to walk away. And it was made to hurt and made to follow a false narrative, just like this one. Gordon is Nana Patty's loving and protective husband. He merely posted in support of his wife, and it got Carolyn so upset that she literally locked herself in the bathroom in upstate New York.
I didn't fast speed
with
this.
her husband and minor children outside the door, and then telephoned a grieving widow in Wisconsin who did not even have Jimmy's phone number, and told her that because of Gordon's post, she could not go on living. Scared the living hell out of her too. Can't make this stuff.
I did not up the speed. She's like manic talking. Literally, I did not increase the speed.
But
what the heck? She's like a speed reader.
and she blackmailed me. Wow.
Okay, so you know what? Look at any of you all see this live, should I even go on? Is this what it is? Is just showing messages and reading out people's opinions of how they feel?
Yeah, pretty much.
Ugh, all right. Well, oh, then she's got the crew on. Do they start? They start. Oh, there's Scooter. Okay, hold on.
What happened?
What?
Oh, you're asking me.
Oh my God! She listen to this. She like attacked. What happened? Hold on.
Because they're telling Jackie a bunch of lies. It's not true. Everyone knows that is not true. And then you also said something about me accusing someone of taking pain medication. I don't even take pain medication. That was not me that accused anyone of taking pain medication. So while you're trying to get some sympathy by lying and saying that I called them drug addicts, called you guys drug addicts, I did not call you drug addicts. And I'd love to see the proof of that, because you'll never find it, because it never happened. But I'm glad that you said you recorded our Zoom meetings and that I did this, because then you should be able to clearly show the proof. Right? Right. And like me, so when Linda went down, she had on these gloves and she carried this basket out of the car.
This sounds like the vacation from hell.
Well, I'll just tell
I'm
you
sorry,
that,
but the fact that she's even talking about it, and if it was a memorable vacation, she's turning it into hell.
yeah.
It's really
I
unfortunate.
I had some pain medications come up missing on the vacation, and I don't know who took them. I couldn't say who took them. I don't know. Um,
God.
but I did have some come up missing, and it was no, wasn't a hardship on me. I took plenty with me, so thank goodness, I didn't run out. But
Mhm.
and someone did accuse me of being a drug addict. I never said that was Carolyn. Never said it was her. She's making that up.
Mhm.
I said that on my channel. It's right out there in the open that somebody had said that I was a drug addict, but I did not say who.
Well,
And as a matter of,
obviously, if you're missing pills, if you're come up short, somebody has a somebody has a problem. If you're sure that they were
yeah,
taken, I mean that's
yeah,
yeah.
they
If
were.
you're sure they were taken. Um, wow.
Yeah. So, I don't know who did that, and I wouldn't accuse anyone of doing that. So, I sure didn't accuse Carolyn of it. And I didn't accuse her of calling me a drug addict. As a matter of fact, it wasn't her that called me that.
Did somebody call you a drug addict?
Yeah. Yeah. I,
First of
I
all,
heard it.
whoever called, you don't have to mention, whoever called uses the word drug addict, stop it. Stop it. That's a label, okay? If you're going to refer to someone who has a substance abuse issue, if you think they do, first of all, you got to figure out if they do or not, okay? Just because people are on pain medications for chronic pain does not mean they are addicted. They may very well be dependent because that's just how the physiology of pain medications that are taken on a regular basis doesn't mean they're in addiction, but they could be
No.
dependent, right?
Yes,
So
your body becomes dependent.
exactly, and they can go
Mm-hmm.
through withdrawals if someone steals from them or they come up short.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, they will go through withdrawals, but that doesn't always make them someone who has an addiction. Okay. And anyone out there, if you're going to refer to someone as a quote unquote drug addict, this is what I want you to really try hard and just refer to people who you call addicts. Try next time referring to them as people who struggle with substance abuse. I'm just asking because the addict, the label, these are stigmas, and they hurt. They hurt the person who is struggling. And I can tell you countless people through communities I've helped and taught Narcan classes and spoken at meetings and listened to people speak. That hurts when people are
Mm-hmm.
referred to a drug addict. I'm just putting that out there.
It does,
And
and I'm not.
Right, right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, everyone assumes if you're on a pain medication, on a narcotic or whatever, that you must have a substance abuse problem. You just must. You
Yeah,
must.
yeah.
Mm-mm. No,
Mm-mm.
no.
it looked like a movie.
And you and I are both nurses, so
Uh-huh.
we've been schooled in this for a long, long time.
Right.
So
I never take more medicine than I'm
yeah,
supposed to. I take it as prescribed and don't have a problem.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
I have to see a
Like
doctor
the day
that checks me for, they check you to make sure
Right,
you're
right.
taking the
Pain, man-
medicine.
pain management. That's the drug reform because of all
Mhm.
these
Right.
um, overdoses, death overdoses that,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not a bad thing. It's just to protect people who are on chronic pain. It's not to say, oh, you must have a problem. No, there are accidental overdoses with especially elderly people, and they just want to make sure, to
Mm-hmm.
protect them and you that, you're absorbing it. They can tell with the lab levels that your body's absorbing it okay, that you have no problems with your liver, which absorbs and all that stuff. So it's
Right.
actually, but a lot of people think it's like they think they're going into probation or something. No, no, right?
No, if you're doing it
It's,
right, it's no issue.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely, absolutely. So, okay.
we started to like say, what the hell is going on? Here's Linda, and she just looked so sad, and she was carrying this basket. And then I knew that I would get the blame for this. But just so that you guys know, Lisa D, and you can ask these
Mm.
people here, was the most vocal person about this. And the day that Jackie said she was coming to the house, Scooter and I were out on the beach. And she called me. And I have the call on my phone because she started to.
The phone that you found, let's not forget about that scenario when you lost your phone. Just saying.
Scream. And when I answered the phone, I said, what? I turned around. She was on the balcony. She said, Carolyn, come here. Jackie's coming to the house. And I said, what do you mean she's coming to the house? And she said she's coming to the house. Kevin, can you tell this is true? And she said, get up here now. And I said to Scooter, I've got to go up there. So I went up there and I, came through the porch and I said, what's going on? And she said, she's coming to the house. She just said she's coming to the house. And I said, what do you mean? And she just said that she's coming.
This okay. Let me fast forward. Let me get to where Scooter comes up.
Pink.
Oh, now she's showing videos of her
Don't,
vacation. Oh,
don't,
Scooter,
please don't show that. Please don't show the picture on that video. I'm sitting there in my pajamas.
no,
I,
yeah,
I, I
no, I'm not.
I was
I
pretty
don't believe I have it
embarrassed.
on share screen either. I'm just blowing through this. I just want to get. No, this vacation stuff is ridiculous.
Yeah, I was in
This
my
is not
pajamas
fair.
sitting at the dining room table. Just woke up, and yeah, I was kind of embarrassed when that got shown last night.
I mean, if I went on vacation with a bunch of people, okay, and they did this, I mean, it's one thing to talk about it, Carolyn, but what are you showing it? I mean, unless there was a murder or something, why do we have to look at actual video footage? And all right, let me fast forward. This is dumb. All right, this is when she's got people up on piano.
Counselor
It's
and
almost
this
done.
stuff. And yeah, and about how all this fighting and all this stuff is just, ridiculous, and she wants to make her channel be about something more. And as we sat and listened to it, it was very sad. But we'd like to.
Carolyn, why don't you work on your own channel? Okay. for I think you should take your energy and efforts, and I'm being sincere. Work on bettering your own channel. You might get more views this way. Hey, then go what you call as drama, because you already got 4,936 views. You got more views than you ever get on your recent crime or your crafting. But why don't you just work in your own channel and stop worrying about what other people's channel are doing.
Give our thoughts and prayers to her family. May she rest in peace and hope she flies high.
Oh, there it is. Okay, this is her. This is her to Sarah and Dippity.
Don't take everything.
It's just matter of fact. That's all. And I'm not the only one that feels that way. A lot of people said this. I got a text last night saying, "You've got to hear this."
The heart. What
One
they
choice to
say.
believe. And
Well, that's what I mean.
what
That's
was I
what
going to say?
yeah.
Oh, I wanted to say something really quick. There was a death of serendipity. And I didn't really, I mean, I know her name around. I don't even know if she was for me, against me, whatever that is. It's neither here nor there. We
Then why did you bring it up?
did watch together her last video because I really hadn't watched her videos before.
So you don't know her. You did a private Zoom and watched her last video. I would have loved to have been a fly in the wall, knowing that Sarah struggles with drug addiction, right? Drug addiction, all right, who you refer to people as addicts, okay? I would love your take. I would really love her take on substance abuse. Oh, I would have been loved to been a fly in the wall for that Zoom.
And her last video was very sad, considering the things she said and her daughter being there, and she's saying she wants to make her children proud and wanted to go back.
It wasn't sad. Her last video, Carolyn, was happy. Happy. Okay? It was happy. She was loving life. She loves her children. She was doing new things. Opportunities were coming up. And you call that sad? Do you think she intentionally harmed herself? You think she chose to die?
Can be a substance abuse counselor and this kind
Oh,
of stuff.
really?
And yeah,
Yeah, so why is that sad? Why is that sad? She wanted to help others struggling and lead them toward recovery.
and
Oh,
you know, about how all this fighting and all this stuff is just, you know, ridiculous, and she wants to make her channel be about something more. And as we sat and listened to it, it was very sad. But we'd like to give our thoughts and prayers to her family. May she rest in peace and hope she flies high.
Hope she flies high. Carolyn, do you think she's going to go to hell because she overdosed? Is that what happens in your mind to people who die of a drug overdose, accidental or not? Although most are not intentional. You hope she flies high? I can't. I have to end her. I can't.
I'm sorry. But that's just like, that my stepson passed away about a little over a month ago.
I know, and I'm
And
so sorry. I remember.
thank you. And he struggled with drugs, and he ended up it was he did it to himself. And so because he wasn't my blood son, there was a video that came out about blood mother.
I remember.
After
We all remember that. We all
Mhm.
remember that, Nana Patty. We all remember that.
But he was my son for 30 years.
Changed the title, right?
Yeah.
After a while,
Mhm.
yeah.
Because she heard too much flack about it.
Look at blood or not, I'm adopted, okay? That shouldn't even
Mhm.
come into a factor whether you're blood related. I left my career of over 30 years. I'm not even gonna tell you how many years,
Mhm.
okay,
Me too.
to
Over
take
30.
care of my mom who is not my blood.
Mhm. But she raised you.
She did, and she nurtured me and loved me. She
Mhm.
loves me. It doesn't take blood. It doesn't have to be blood to love a person as
No.
if they were your only child.
No. It doesn't.
God, he was your son, Nana Patty, 100%. That's right. Amen.
Yep.
That is right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Marty. So sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
Hope you fly high, Sarah.
Thank you, Chris, Rose, and everyone else.
Does anyone want to come up? There's a link pinned. I gotta take a moment. Does anyone want to come up? Pussycat says, I love my daughter's boyfriend's like a son. Yeah, I can attest that Pink loves her mama so much. She's sacrificing her all to help her mother who chose Pink. Thanks, Zelda. Hi, Muppets. How are you?
Hi, how are you?
Good. Listen, I've got to run to the bathroom.
Oh, okay.
Is that okay? Can you talk to
Yeah.
Nana back? Or okay,
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
be right back. All right.
Okay.
Hey, Muppets.
Hi, Nana Patty.
You're still awake.
Yeah, for a
Mhm.
little bit, couple minutes.
Yeah.
Am I echoing?
I don't hear an echo.
Okay. Hi, Hell to the No.
Yeah, I didn't get to say hi to everybody
Hi,
because
Truth Sets Free.
I can't type
Thing
that fast.
One. Jamie. Denise. Hi, Barbolson. Teresa. If I'm echoing, you guys tell me because I can hear myself.
There's a little bit of an echo. May try turning the volume down a little bit on your device.
Okay.
That might help.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Am I too quiet now?
No.
Okay. Hi, voices in your head. Pussycat. Wonderland Alice. Hi.
I wanted to clear other thing up real
Hi,
quick.
Jamie. Sorry, Nana Patty. Go ahead.
That's okay. I just wanted to say that this all did start with the dolls. The dolls weren't a catalyst. It started with the dolls,
Hi,
and
Kayla.
eventually the story will come out. So I just wanted to clear that up.
I just wanted to come say hi
Thank you.
to everyone and show you support Nana Patty before I go to bed.
Thank you, because I'm probably going to pay for being up here on the panel.
Why?
She's
You have
gonna
a right to speak.
she's gonna do something to me.
Well,
She'll come
that will
back.
just show her character once again, won't it?
Yeah, she'll come back at me. But I felt
You have
like
a right to speak. She has a right to speak.
mm-hmm. And I felt like I needed to straighten out a few of the facts,
Yeah, there's
and
nothing wrong with that.
no, and I can go wherever I want to go. I'm an adult, and I can say whatever I want to say. So
Yep.
as long as to me, I'm saying the truth. That's my truth. It may not be her truth, but it's my truth.
Nothing wrong with that, Nana Patty.
No. Thank you, Curious Rose. Teresa Elvis, Pussycat, Ivy Lynn. And I didn't have anything to do with Hell to the No or whoever it was that got pictures of her on vacation. As you all know, I fell the first day that we got there, and I spent most of the rest of my time there, besides going to Shell Island and 2 stores. I did go to 2 stores. I spent the rest of the time in bed mostly with my leg up in the air on my suitcase because it was swollen. It was the same knee I had a knee replacement done on in November.
Yeah.
And I fell on that knee and it swelled huge. So
You don't
I
even have
don't
to
know.
explain.
I don't know when I would have taken pictures, is what I'm trying to say. You know?
I think everyone believes you.
Yeah.
I know you didn't.
No, and I wouldn't do something like that, even if I did have the pictures. I've got pictures on my phone right now of our trip. They're my pictures. I'll keep them or I'll throw them away, but I won't share them.
Right.
So did you get a lot of work done tonight?
As much as I could.
Okay. Muppets is working on a big project at work. So she's working all the time, and I don't hardly get to talk to her.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Is there anything else you can think of that I should have said or should say or thank you, Angela Critters.
Hi, Bitey Cat. I love
Hey,
you,
Buddy
Bitey
Cat.
Cat.
My beautiful friend, Buddy Cat.
Oh, Bitey Cat.
It's not playing right now, Buddy Cat.
We love you, Bitey Cat.
I know I didn't know if I could stand to hear it again tonight or not, but
Hi, Dana. Heads up, 7 Up.
it started with the dolls. Okay, I'll just kind of explain how it started with the dolls, but I don't want to go into too much detail, but I will say that my friend Carol Boyce had been taking care of dolls for a year and a half that she picked up for Carolyn at an auction in the state where she lived, and was told that she would be there to pick those dolls up within a few weeks. And this was 7 big boxes of dolls and other things. And she she didn't pick them up. And so then the next thing was they were supposed to be picked up by Thanksgiving because Carol was having company, and she wanted to get them out of her dining room. And they didn't get picked up again. And so the next thing was they were supposed to be picked up by spring. But let me go back to when they actually got the dolls for her. It was winter time, and it was cold, and it was raining. And Carol's husband had just finished 2 rounds of chemotherapy for cancer. And she had asked Carol if she'd pick these dolls up. So they went to get the dolls at the auction house after his chemo. And he helped her carry those boxes and put them in their car. And then once they got home, they carried them into their house. They didn't put them in a barn or anything like that. They were stored in their house. And the boxes were falling apart. So Carol actually put the dolls and things into Rubbermaid containers that she had to help the dolls, stay clean and just be covered up and in nicer containers. And in the meantime, Carol's husband passed away from cancer. And so the dolls, she'd asked for the dolls to be picked up by spring, and they weren't. So Carol just asked her to get the dolls by the end of, or actually by the 16th of July. And this was done the end of May, first part of June. And she had said that if the dolls weren't, picked up, or they weren't picked up, or the shipping wasn't paid for them to be shipped to Carolyn, then she was going to take the dolls to Help Me Muppets. What's it called? Where you donate stuff and they give you a tax receipt, like
Oh,
Goodwill,
shoot.
like a Goodwill.
Yes.
And she would take the tax receipt and mail it to Carolyn for her taxes. But she couldn't keep the dolls any longer because there were reasons why she couldn't keep them any longer. But a year and a half is long enough to keep somebody else's dolls. And that's kind of where the problems all started.
Are we here?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. So, Helton, no, I don't know what she's threatening. But I will say this. If anyone feels that threatened, you could always go to the police. You can file a police report. You can also obtain a no contact order, meaning that that person can not talk about you. It's been recently done. I'm not going to mention names, not with Carolyn, but with another community where someone actually did. Dana, you know all about this, I think. Obtain a restraining order against somebody who just would not leave another creator alone, and it's a wake up call. But I also want to say this, Nana Patty, I want you to take care of yourself as well. I know being the brunt of this is
Mm-hmm.
difficult. But I also want you to know that I want you to take care of yourself too, and your well-being, your mental health.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know, if you need to take breaks from YouTube, you take a break. You do whatever it takes, but don't let this get to the point where it's making you sick or getting your blood pressure up. I don't
Right.
want that for anybody, you know. I
What's being threatened anyway?
I have no what's being threatened? That she's just
Am I
gonna
being
show more
threatened?
stuff? What? More comments? They're just comments. There's just what you can't people have the right to feel what they want to feel.
Hmm.
She's threatening because of comments.
Well, I'm just explaining what my truth is.
There's nothing
Yeah,
wrong
that's
with
all
that.
she's doing.
And it is the truth.
Mm-hmm.
But that's people who are narcissistic like that. This again, she doesn't have complete control. So even if someone comes up, and Dana, you can add to this because you're in the field, you can do it better than I can, that the minute they feel like they're losing control, they're going to attack.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
They try to reel you back in, like they try to get, they want their control back. She's losing that control, even with someone just expressing how they feel. It's not like you're going out there and you're threatening to harm. No, you're just saying how you feel. That's it. And she doesn't
Mm-hmm.
agree with it.
Well,
That's
that's too
life.
bad.
That's
That's too
life.
bad. She's
Exactly.
got
That's
enough.
life. If you can't deal with someone having an opposing opinion and you react this way, then you need to seek some kind of help.
Mm-hmm.
Because Carolyn, I'll be honest with you, you don't look well. And I'm not saying that to be cruel, but you look gaunt. You look
Mhm.
exhausted. You look like you've lost weight in your face. unless something else is going on that has nothing to do with YouTube. But if this is what YouTube is doing to you, you really need to check yourself. I'm sorry, but I would take breaks when I got to a point where YouTube was becoming too much. I'm not going to be on until next week. I've got other things to do, but YouTube is not my priority. Verb was not my priority yesterday. After hearing about Sarah, it was like, you know, we know like when to take a break. We know what to do, what is right, and take care of ourselves. It was a time for self-healing and grief and the shock of it yesterday. And none of us went live as far as to do drama or whatever. And you do your drama thing, and in the middle of it, you're like, hope you fly high, Sarah. Ugh. Muppets and Manilow, you with the sweetest voice.
Thanks, Pink. I
She's a
don't.
sweet.
I don't
She's
like
sweet.
it. But
She's a sweet person too.
Sounds very sweet. Yeah. Is
Mm-hmm.
Merv going on a talk show and dropping her book? She's addicted to be on YouTube and can't get off for one day. Yeah, I've noticed that. A lot of creators are like that, though. I can name a few that have never taken a day off. And they sound like they need to take a day off. And if you're going to take a vacation, a live stream,
Mm-hmm.
that's a time to get away from YouTube, right?
Get away
It's a
from
time to
everything.
enjoy yourself and care for yourself.
Yes.
Hmm.
So I guess there's gonna be some things said about me later, guys.
of
That's
course.
okay. That's okay.
You haven't done anything wrong. You told the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's that saying, it gets worse before it gets better, right?
That's
She's
right.
allowed. She's
Nana,
allowed to go
Patty,
live.
all you're doing is expressing how you feel. It's
Mm-hmm.
her that is reacting
Yeah.
in this, in this way.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with you. She's just what her live stream last night thought she could
Yeah.
silence you.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's
And it's
okay.
not
But Nana
working.
Patty's not allowed to come up and tell her story.
No, she can talk about me, but I can't.
Carolyn can come up. The link's pinned. She can come up. I don't care.
Come on up, Carolyn. Let's talk about it.
Yeah. I'm not going to let anyone in chat, like, while you're up here,
Thank you,
interfere.
everyone.
I'll mute. Just talk it out. Talk it out like adults. Merv, she can come up. I don't care. She won't, though. I don't think she will. I don't think she
No,
goes on anyone. Does she go on anyone's channel?
Nope. She won't come up.
Thanks, Angela. Thanks, everyone. So it will just be a repeat. She'll just go on and put her thoughts out there and show some text messages or whatever. And what?
It's okay.
That's
She's
okay.
trying to intimidate you. That's
I
all
know.
it is.
I'm
It's
not
okay.
intimidated.
Jay
not
may
either.
just be a little. Carolyn coming up hysterical. Well, we can't say we never gave her a chance.
I just want to say, well, I don't know, 2 years ago, I left the drama community. Nothing personal. I just couldn't take the drama anymore. And I do want to pray for Sarah's family. I heard about it yesterday. and my heart breaks for her family. I want to say that first. When I found Carolyn's channel, it was after I left the drama community for good, and I fell in love with those people. A lot of those people are good people. And at that time, they made me laugh. It was fun. You know, I really cared about Carolyn. I cared about everyone there. I really did. That's genuine. With my whole heart. Okay.
Yeah.
But
Mm-hmm.
as time went on, there was a change. And I'd notice little things, but I'd just bite my tongue because I thought, well, no one else is saying anything. Maybe I'm just too sensitive. I don't know. But it bothered me, but I'd bite my tongue. And that kept on for a while. But I stayed because I still cared about Carolyn. I really, really did. That is not a lie. And I am not an evil person. She's trying to make me out to be one I'm not. Things got worse. And I noticed things that I didn't agree with. Belittling people on panel. Embarrassing them. And I can't say names. You know,
No, you don't have to.
being
No.
extremely generous, not just me, lots of people. Donating to her, giving her gifts. Did she ask for them? No, she did not. But I cared about her, and I did so. I donated towards her laptop because I wanted her to have a nice one for her vacation. I can't give you a time frame, but shortly after there was an auction. She was auctioning her napkins. She wasn't getting any bids. She had a fit. And I'm sitting there going, do you know how much money people put forward to get your laptop? Maybe they don't have any money. Maybe they can't bid on them.
Right.
That didn't sit well with me at all. But I was already kind of wrestling with the fact of whether I wanted to stay or not. But I stayed. I did stay. Like I said, I cared about her, and I loved the people in the chat, and I didn't want to lose friends. And jumping ahead, then the whole doll situation happened, and I couldn't believe it because Carol and Carolyn were very close, and I couldn't believe what I had seen, the comments about Carol. And I had reached out to Nana Patty because I'm close with her, and I said, "What's going on? It's not. Is she talking about Carol? Our Carol?" Well, I didn't know that it was not a very good time for me to reach out to Nana Patty because she was actually talking to her, texting with Carolyn, and
I was crying my eyes
Nana
out.
Patty said she was crying her eyes out. So anyway, she was contemplating whether to stay or leave. And I told Nana Patty, if you go, I go. Because I didn't want to see Nana Patty leave, and I was hoping she'd stay. I took a break for a few days. I started getting Slack messages from Carolyn. Where are you? I hope you're not gone because of the whole thing with Nana Patty. On and on and on and on. I'd answer her back, but the Slack messages they increased. And I lost my husband in February.
I know. And we're so sorry. I remember that.
Thanks, Pink. Thank you, Pink. The longer I'd stay away, the more she'd message. She'd say she wasn't trying to make me choose, yet she was trying to get me to be against Nana Patty. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to support them both. And I have told her that in the messages a few times. I love you both. I care about you both. I wish you could work it out. And this wouldn't be this way at all. But that just was never going to happen. But she just kept getting more and more upset with me because I wasn't coming in her live streams anymore. And she'd call me out and say, well, you go to other live streams, but you don't come to mine. Everybody's upset with you. Everybody's upset. They can't believe it. You know, and just messages like that constantly. Then they got worse. You know, she'd talk about her grief, what she's going through, how she's going through a bad time.
Mhm.
She mentioned unaliving herself or contemplating it in the past. Made me feel guilty. It was awful. It was awful, and the messages were continuous. But anyway,
Muppets, did her husband was aware that she was wanting to self-harm?
I don't know.
Okay.
She
All right.
mentioned it in the Slack messages a couple of times. I remember responding, telling her not to talk that way. There was one
Yeah.
time in particular where she was trying to call me through Scooter on my laptop. And I didn't get the call right away. And when I did, there were messages in between the call attempts. It was through Slack. And she said she was locked in the bathroom. Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. She said she was
Yeah, you
locked
can
in the
hear her, right?
bathroom.
Okay.
My battery was dying. I just plugged it in. I hope it's working. Otherwise, I'm gonna lose you guys. At that point, I didn't have Carolyn's phone number. I didn't know what to do. I Slack messaged Scooter and I just asked her to please check on Carolyn. But anyways, then there was a Zoom call, and all of a sudden Kevin pops on, Danielle C comes on, Sharon's on, and that all had to do with a post that Gordon made. But it's, you know, she had Moo hysterical because of her threatening or discussing taking her life, and Moo doesn't deal well with that, so I don't know. It was just hard. It was hard, and I had enough, so I left because I felt manipulated, basically, and all these Slack messages. One time I had 51, like in one day. So
Muppets,
yeah,
did I ever ask you to leave Carolyn's channel?
no, that's what I was gonna say.
Did I tell you to stay there?
No,
To
you
stay?
told me you told me to stay there if it was too much for me, that you weren't gonna make me choose,
Mm-mm.
and that if I wanted to stay, I could stay. You didn't
Mm-hmm.
care. You never ever once forced me to choose or made me feel guilty.
Nope.
On the other hand, with Carolyn, I felt like she was trying to pin me against you, and she may not have came out and said, I want you to leave her, or it's me or her, Make a
Mhm.
choice. She didn't say that, but it was her words. She implied it every single time I got a
Mhm.
Slack message from her. I got uncomfortable. And I made a choice to leave.
And that's all we wanted to do, right? We each one of us individually that made that decision. We just
Yes.
wanted to leave and be left alone.
Yes. But we weren't really left alone.
No.
And then I started finding out that other people, and I can't mention by name, but other people that wanted to leave were getting the same type of messages as me. That's why I released screenshots, because I want people to see behind the scenes what goes on.
And that wasn't even all the screenshots.
No, I'm not a bad person. And she'll say, oh, if you have to say you're not a bad person, you're a bad person. No, I'm saying I'm not a bad person because I know I'm not a bad person. And did I feel bad? Did I feel dirty when I shared the screenshots? A little bit. Did anyone put me up to it? No. I did it on my own. Afterwards, I did feel bad about it. It's not something I do, but I did it because I didn't want anybody else who was contemplating leaving to get the same type of messages and get worried or get scared or stress out.
And be afraid that she was going to unalive herself.
Yeah.
So let me get this straight. The fact that you were choosing to leave a channel on your own accord, you were threatened with her of self-harm
She made comments about it,
just for
yeah.
leaving her channel. Okay.
Over someone she's never met in person,
Mhm.
only on YouTube.
But even if she knew her in person, if a person chooses to leave a channel for whatever reason,
Mhm.
maybe down the road it could have been like, I lost interest in true crime, or I'm not into this case, or I'm not into this mini ball because it's happening every single night. And it doesn't matter. For whatever reason someone chooses to leave is their right. It's
Yeah.
almost as if it's when she loses a person that she's established a relationship with, even online, it's that separation. I mean, this goes beyond. This is something that you got to say to yourself, this isn't about YouTube. This is something else going on with her.
Hmm.
That's just
And
not
I
normal
supported
behavior.
her. I cared about her. Well, we all did. I'm not the only one. I mean, we all cared about her.
I'm sure you
I
did.
loved her. I
Yeah.
loved her.
Yep.
I was so loyal to her. I was loyal to her for over 3 years, almost 4.
You
And
did a lot for
I,
her, Nana Patty.
I loved her a lot, and I would do anything for her. Not bad things. Don't get me wrong. I would do anything to help take the load off of her.
Yep.
You
That's
know,
true.
I wanted to help
That's
her,
what a friend does. Yeah. Yeah.
and that it hurt me. I had to think about it for 2 weeks before I left. I had to leave the
Hmm.
channel and think about it for 2 weeks
Yep.
because I loved her.
And when Nana Patty's son died, I went in her live to support her. I got a Slack message. I went into somebody else's live as well that same week or the same day. I don't remember. I got a Slack message about, you don't come to my lives anymore. You don't come in our chat, but you go on others. You were in other people's. It's like, so you're watching, or you're having people tell you where I go? And Aunt Patty lost her son.
Right.
And in the beginning, before I had made a decision, I'd support both. Or whoever it was that I was talking to in chat. When they ended their live, I'd go into Carolyn's and I'd be in hers. Make it fair. Support both.
And that was
Kayla,
okay with me. I wanted you to be happy, Muppets. I didn't care what it took for you to be happy.
Yep. But it wasn't over the dolls for me entirely. It wasn't over what happened between Anna Patty and Carolyn entirely for me. There were little things along the way that contributed to my decision. Just childish behavior, entitlement that I couldn't stand. But, whoever's left over there, I know doesn't care for me anymore now. But I'm just moving on. I'm just moving on.
Or
yeah.
me, Muppets. They don't care.
Trying to move on.
And Carolyn needs to let you guys move on. She needs to
Yeah,
let it go. Let it go.
that's all we want.
Yeah, just let it go, Carolyn. Let it go. If you really, really, truly care, Carolyn, about these people who you once all had a great, great, loving relationship with them, let them go and let it go. It hurts, I'm sure, but I think with Carolyn, she has to learn how to navigate that pain and start to heal instead of lashing out and trying to make somebody come back that chooses not to.
I
It
don't
does hurt.
understand what
Of
that
course it hurts.
lavish.
I've lost friends. I
That,
lost a 35-year-old friendship with someone, and I know the pain of it. But there's nothing I could do to convince someone to come back who chose, for whatever reason, not to. Um, you have to work through it. You have to grieve. You can even grieve someone who's still living. You don't have to be deceased to grieve.
Mm-hmm.
So, wow.
and that's really all I have to say.
Yeah. Well, I don't have words right now. I said what I felt I had to say, and I hope Carolyn can just. Carolyn, you need to let this go. Once I think she does that, it focuses, it hurts. I don't know if she's trying to avoid that pain and thinking getting people back will just, you know, um, it's like people who have issues with alcohol or with substances. We tend to take those right? I don't mean we like us. I just mean people in general tend to supplement their pain with substances or food, or they
Mhm.
replace it with something that isn't healthy.
Yeah.
And she need, and I'm not saying that's her. I'm just saying is I think she's got to learn to replace, um, not to replace, to start healing and start looking within herself. And not to say, "Oh, you've got faults and all this and that," but learn to grieve and learn to process that. And if it means seeking help to get the tools, the skills, for from someone, a therapist, um, you know, then that's okay. Even I started seeing a therapist. I was the biggest skeptic. I used to go to therapy years ago, and I one time, and this was my psychologist, I made her cry. She would cry, and I'm like, "Well, this is weird, like, I'm making her cry, and she's supposed to be helping me," so I left. I was younger, and then I saw
Mhm.
another psychologist, and I remember telling him this issue I was going through, and, it was part of my adoption story, my search for my biological family, and I remember he
Oh.
leaned back like it was the end of the day, put his feet up on his desk, put his arms behind his head, and he says, "Even the road to hell is paved with good intentions." And I'm just like, I just didn't get it at that time, and I'm like, and then I just stopped. I'm like, "I'll never see a therapist again." And it wasn't until recently, between leaving my career to take care of my mom, and other things, just life, I said, "I'll try seeing a therapist. Why
Yeah.
not?" I was skeptical about it. My doctor's like, "Hey, just try it," especially where I'm taking care of my mom. I'm isolated as far as, this is a big transition for me, although I don't regret it. So I started seeing one, and I'll tell you, it's the best thing that I could have done.
Yeah. My husband was adopted too.
Yeah.
And my son is in therapy right now because of everything that's gone on.
Mhm.
Cuz his grandpa died August 30th, and then my husband, his dad, passed away February
Oh,
20th. So, he's
yeah.
having a hard
And that
time, but it's dealing with the grief. We let Carolyn grieve. Um I don't understand why she made it difficult for me by messaging me constantly, making me, stress out about her and how hurt she was and how she's got tears going down her face. She's locked in the
Mhm.
bathroom. She's this, she's that. It was hard. It was really hard.
I'm sure. I'm sure, and
And I got my grieving from my husband. I have
mhm.
the estate's not finalized with his dad's place yet. Now I have one on my husband. I got a full-time job. I'm trying to take care of my son. I mean, he's 23, but I got to make sure he's okay. And
We all need time for
there was
ourselves.
just no regard. I don't want to make myself sound selfish, but there was no regard for me or my feelings. It was all about how I was making her feel. And one of the times was Father's Day. So,
What happened on Father's Day? Oh, when
um,
she was reaching out to you?
yeah, and telling me about how bad she feels and how upset she is. And I don't know. There's so many, it's really hard to.
I wonder too. I mean, it's also important that, especially being on YouTube, that we have friends in our real life. And that's not
Mhm.
to minimize the friendships we create on YouTube. My God, how many we've created lots of great friendships, and there's been a lot of
Yeah.
hurt, a lot of breakups, betrayals,
Mhm.
but um, we've all been here a long time, and but we also have to keep our reality, our real life in check as well, and make sure we keep our real friends in our lives. Because the one thing that's lacking on social media is, even though we can say we're compassionate and we say words of comfort, we can't, it's not tangible enough as in the touch of a human being. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And that's not to say we're not compassionate people online, but there's in real life, you actually get the touch, the holding, the hugging of somebody, um, that is so needed. We're not meant to go through this life alone, and without that, look at kids who are born and they don't have that touch, their failure to thrive, um, and people can get failure to thrive even as adults if they isolate and are away from human contact. So it's, you gotta be careful with social media. It's a balancing game. You really gotta, know when it's appropriate, you know, to reach out to people on social media and when you should reach out to people in your real life when it comes, especially to help. Um, and I hope she has that.
Yeah.
You know, Teresa, I wonder how much Scooter can stay in there. Maybe Scooter doesn't know how to handle this. I can't say for that, but people have said maybe, oh, she must be enabling her. Some people say she's terrified to leave her because look what other people have gone through and their stories. Maybe she's all for this and just think there's nothing wrong with Carolyn. I don't know, but what I do know is it is not healthy. Mary, who's I don't know if she's still in here, was just saying she did a video recently that she was in one community and it was so upsetting that her blood pressure went sky high to the point where I'm saying to myself, she said it on her live stream. I'm like, damn, that's critical. The blood pressure she had. I mean, risking a stroke literally for this
Yeah.
YouTube stuff.
Exactly.
It's not worth it. And we're all willing participants in this crazy place we call YouTube. So how far are we willing to go to the point where it's harming others and harming ourselves? And look we're all guilty of it. I'm guilty of it. I keep saying we can all do better. We can all do better, right? We're all human.
Oh,
And
definitely.
sometimes, I just want to offer a safe place. And sometimes things that Carolyn says, like about Sarah, hope she flies high, and just, I'm human. I can't help it. I get really upset. And I know I tell you guys, take a deep breath. This is, she's just doing this and that. But sometimes I can't even follow my own advice. And that's when I know, like, I need to take a break.
Yeah.
Like I said
It's
earlier,
hard.
I'm not gonna be in till next week. This is the time. It's like, and it's okay. I'm also focusing on my mom, but I need to focus on myself too. You know,
Yeah.
we all do. We all need to take, and it's okay to be selfish. Nothing wrong with it, Patty. It's okay to be a
I'm
little
working.
selfish and,
I'm working on it.
and Muppets. It's okay. Yeah. Especially as
And
nurses, right? Oh my
yeah,
God. To
I'm
put
working on
ourselves
getting
first, how dare we, right?
I'm working on getting in
I
to
will
see
say,
somebody to talk
oh,
to
go ahead.
myself.
Good.
When my
I
husband was
love it.
sick,
Yeah.
Nana Patty was there for me. Having a nursing background, I had a lot of questions, a lot. And
You're a nurse? Oh, with
no,
Nana.
Nana
Okay.
Patty was there to help me when I had questions regarding my husband's medical issues. She was wonderful, and Carol was too, both of them.
Thank you.
And I had a lot of support from everybody else too, but Nana Patty and Carol were there, to give me support about medical things and also friendship. And they're good people. Carol's a beautiful person, you guys. Nana Patty's a beautiful person, and so is Moo. And I learned a lot of things. I learned a lesson. I learned a lot, and I guess that's what I can take away from it. And I still have my friends that I really care about. I miss some of the others, but
Yeah, and it's sad because we've seen this in a lot of communities where the divide starts, and then people feel like they have to choose a side, or if you, it we all know how it goes, and it just sucks because if this keeps continuing, then no one's gonna have friends. No one's gonna have friends until then you like
yeah,
nowhere to go. Um, Laurie asked Pink, "What's your opinion on how this harassment will stop?" All I can say is again, we are all willing participants. And until we can't force people to stop, I mean, people want to defend themselves, but I think it's in the way we do it, how we present it, that makes a huge difference. And if you're going to go in yelling and screaming and name calling and copying an attitude, it'll never, it triggers people. It just, I think the best thing is, like I said earlier, let it go. Let it go
right.
and start
And we're not the
start
only
healing
ones.
on
There's
yourself. Start working on
many
yourself.
people before us that were hurt as well. And they're not a hate channel. They're a truth channel. 100%. Those people want to tell their story too.
Hmm.
And are we all wrong? Every single one of us?
Bridget, she's live, spiraling over there about people telling the truth.
No, we're not allowed to speak. She's the only one allowed to go up on panel and speak.
That's why I said,
Well,
Pink, I
you
was just
can
going to be quiet.
come over here. Or I'll go over there and take a link. If you want me to take a link, I'll go up.
Yeah. That's why I said, that I wasn't going to do anything tonight. I was just going to be quiet.
Yeah. Well,
And you can be quiet for only so long.
we tried that.
Mm-hmm.
But then there comes a point where you have to stand up for yourself.
Yeah.
Because
No one else is going to.
that's what we wanted initially. But you have to fight back at some point.
Yeah.
Because you can't get, your name trashed all over YouTube.
No.
And I don't know. I'll just say, Carolyn, I cared about you. When I said I was a Rambler for life, I meant it. I did mean it. But I didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, held to the nose right. Doesn't matter what you do, you get dragged.
No,
So,
the only person responsible is yourself. I mean, you're the reason why a lot of people left. It wasn't because of the people in your chat. Well, maybe one or two, But it was your behavior.
And look at all the people that have left, and it just blows my mind. It's like the Me Too movement.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean,
And she's fighting an uphill battle, and
mhm.
just let it go. It's
Mm-hmm.
time. It's time.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's all people want, most of all, is for it to stop. I can
Yeah.
certainly stop, but in the interim, if people are still going to be treated like this, and I'm doing this because I've been in this situation, not with her, but with someone else, where I did
Yeah.
press charges, and it was international. And I felt the betrayal and the hurt. It put me
Mhm.
in a depression, and I'll be
Yep.
damned. I will be damned to ever feel like I have a cement blanket around me again, where I couldn't even get up out of bed. Never, never again. And there's just a part of me that just wants a safe place for people to come and just out, stay quiet, just tell your story. Um,
Sometimes it helps, you know.
yeah, it does, because I didn't have that chance. I didn't have that opportunity. I never chose a side. I never picked a side. And then when I went through my crap on YouTube, which was so stupid, but people made it into something it wasn't, and um, I was accused of threatening that I would kill myself if someone didn't give me money. And one of my dear friends was the one who allowed her platform for this to happen on. So I had two betrayals, and so I promised myself from then on that if I could help somebody not go through what I went through, I'm going to do it. If I can give them a platform, I don't have the
Yeah.
answers, but I can let you talk and let people listen. And as a community, we can come together and help each other out. That's all I can
Yeah.
offer.
And thank you for that, Pink.
Yeah. Sweet Susie, I don't know what Jimmy's role is in all of this. I can't even begin to speculate. I think
Yeah,
about,
Jimmy
like,
was
my
always.
husband was alive, when my husband before he passed, I think about it, for better, for worse, but yet if I went through, like, a depression or something, which I didn't, but I know he would have helped me. He would have been my moral compass, and vice versa. If my husband had gone through something and was just losing control or whatever, I would have been
Mhm.
his moral compass. It's that 50-50 that you're there for each other. It's a balancing act, and I just don't get this. I don't get. I would think Jimmy would be afraid of losing a woman he loves when she's threatening to harm herself. And I don't like to take people and just say, "Oh, no, they're faking it, they're just saying it." You just don't
Yeah.
know. And that's the last thing I wanna hear,
No,
is that
I was
somebody can
genuinely
tap.
worried about her when she
Yeah.
started saying that. I didn't make fun of her for it,
So,
but now I see it as a manipulation tactic, and I'm sorry, but that's how I feel.
yeah.
And I don't know, just just
Rosia can
wrong
come
to
up.
do
Sure.
that to people.
Have her drop the link.
Hi, April.
Muppets, how are you doing since the loss of your husband?
Not good. I mean,
No.
it's weird because it seems like it gets harder
Hmm.
as the time goes by, which you think it would be getting easier, but I don't know.
If you ever
There's a
want to
lot going
email
on,
me,
so I have a lot
yeah,
of distractions, but
if you ever want to talk in private, I mean, I lost mine suddenly when he was 42
yeah,
years old. They had 3 children, and
I'm sorry, Pink.
I I can relate to what you're saying. If you ever want to talk about it, you know. Um,
It was, I mean, his dad was dying, and he spent a lot of time taking care of his dad. He would work all day, and then he'd go by his dad and take care of him. And my husband started to have some stomach problems that he ignored. And long story short, when his dad passed away, he finally went to the doctor, and they found non-alcoholic fatty liver. He had cirrhosis.
mhm,
Not from alcohol. Not that I'm
right.
shaming anyone, that, I'm not. I'm just saying it wasn't related to that. We don't really know how what really caused it. They say non-fatty liver, but they think there was another contributor, but they don't know if it was a
Mhm,
autoimmune disease or what. But he was pretty sick, and they were gonna start to get him under all the testing to put him on a transplant list. And one day he was feeling particularly good, and he left to go to Costco. I hated Costco. I always hated him going to Costco because he'd buy like 7 pallets of paper towel. And I'd be like, what am I supposed to do with this? But he liked going, and I didn't hear from him. He left to go to Costco, and hours went by, and I didn't know what happened. And I was calling and texting him, and I was getting no response. And I called my son, and I said, can you go look for him? And Danny, my son, went looking for him. And while Danny was looking for him, I got a call from Frederick Hospital that he was admitted, that he had a heart attack in the parking lot at Costco.
So sorry. Was he diabetic?
No. Mm-mm.
Was he overweight?
Yeah, but I am too, and my liver is healthy, so I don't understand how,
He
you know.
wasn't
Yeah.
he wasn't that overweight though. I
What?
I
saw
mean,
I saw
non
pictures of him. He didn't
the
look like he was
cirrhosis,
very overweight.
Not,
some
no,
of
he
the
had
some
a,
of the contributing factors from cirrhosis from not drinking alcohol or diabetes, I know, obesity.
yeah, he had
Uh,
a pituitary tumor years ago when Danny was like 4 years old.
oh,
When they admitted him, my husband was in and out of the hospital quite a few times with this liver thing, and the first time he had to go into the ER, they found that tumor still. There was a shadow that showed up when we thought it was gone. Um, all these years, I don't know if that had any, you know, anything to do with it. He had a rare kind of arthritis, and Aunt Patty thinks there may be a link to that, but
mhm.
He had an autoimmune arthritis.
mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It wasn't
I
one. It
was I
wasn't.
was gonna say, did he see a geneticist or anything
No,
where,
he wasn't a doctor kind of guy, so he actually got
yeah, same with my
diagnosed.
husband. Yeah.
He got diagnosed with this arthritis by his eye doctor of all places.
Oh,
He
jeez.
kept getting something called iritis, which looks like pink eye, but it's not pink eye. And after he got it about 2 or 3 times, the eye doctor said, we're going to do a blood test because this is a symptom of this arthritis that he had." And he tested positive, and he was supposed to go see a rheumatologist, but he never went.
He had ankylosing spondylitis.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm so
And
sorry.
which my sister had that too, and she went into liver failure. And
Mhm.
I lost her. I lost her a year ago in June from liver failure. So
I'm so
it's
sorry.
kind of coincidental that they both had the same
Yeah,
things.
yeah,
I know, 'cause like I said, Pink, he was adopted, so there's no way to really know.
yeah, right.
But yeah, so it's been really hard, and been hard for my son, and I just when I knew he was really sick from his liver, but I didn't expect him to have a heart attack. Um, he was having some issues with a really low heart rate, but that was because of the medications he was on, and the doctors were aware of it, and they had just tweaked it so he wasn't taking as much of it. I don't know if that was a contributor, but it was a damned if you do, damned if you don't type thing because he
Yeah.
needed to take the medication. But
Well, I do know that grief is not a race. It's not a race at all. It took me almost 3 years just to accept the fact that he was gone.
hmm
I'm talking like I was in complete denial for a long
yeah,
time.
yeah, it's weird.
It was a crazy roller coaster, and, but it's also okay because everyone's grief is different.
hmm
Um, for me to say, "No, he's not gone," come up with all these excuses like he faked his own death, and I'm thinking like, now I can say, "Why would I even think that?" You know?
Yeah, yeah,
Why? Like, we loved each other to death. I mean, literally, we were soulmates, and, but my mind was just in a different place.
yeah.
It
I
was
don't know, like what life is supposed to be like now. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
when if it's quiet and I sit here, it's like what he's really, really not here, and then it's like I still don't believe. It's weird. I still don't believe it. Some ways.
yeah, yeah, it took me just about 3 years before I would finally acknowledge that he wasn't coming home.
hmm Yeah, and there's
And,
guilt because
people close to me were like, "We really got," "maybe you oughta," and I talked to someone about it, and they're like, "What I'm feeling is not abnormal," everyone's grief is different, and, um, I I will never accept his death, and I don't have to.
hmm
I've resigned to the fact that he's gone. That's it, but I will never accept it. Not for someone young,
yeah,
sudden. No, and that's okay.
yeah.
That's okay.
Your
You're
husband
right or
was
wrong.
young, and
Yeah,
mine was 54. But
that's young, very
hmm
young.
yeah,
So
and it's just it's too much. Like, and I have guilt because I knew he didn't look good. I knew he did not look good, and I thought, well, he's working all day. Then he's going by his dad. He's taking care of his dad. Of course, he's not gonna look good. He's gonna look tired, and
mhm,
and then he started to tell me like towards the end before his dad passed that his stomach was bothering him, but he didn't think much of it. I thought, well, you're probably stressed. It's probably an ulcer. You know, you, we didn't we didn't even think that that would be what it was.
yeah. You can't beat yourself up with the if onlys, I mean,
Yeah.
my husband had, uh, right right arm pain, and I told him, "You better go get it checked out," and he attributed it to straining it at by pushing something at work, and I kept bugging him, "No, I want you to get it checked out because he had heart, issues
Yeah.
in his family." I said, "It can be either arm. You should get it checked out regardless," and he wouldn't. Oh, no, he did, but he made an appointment for, like, a week later. But the morning of his appointment was at 9 a.m. He went into full cardiac arrest at 7.
Oh. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so you can't beat yourself up. I tried, but I couldn't force
Mm,
him,
yeah,
and I
they
thought, yeah, maybe he did strain it, but
there's a young kid working in the tire, I guess the tire department at Costco,
mhm.
um, who saw him laying there. And of course, it was February, freezing outside. Um, I learned later that he had just taken a CPR course voluntarily. It's a young kid. He tried to revive my husband. Till paramedics came and they tried to get his heart back, and I think they got his heart beating, but he went without oxygen too long, so he was on a ventilator for a week. When they kept telling me there's no brain activity beyond the brainstem. And with all his other health conditions going on, that was all fighting against him.
Yeah, it was too much. Yeah. Ugh. Well, like I said, if you ever want to reach out,
Thank you. Yeah,
email
sorry, I
me.
didn't mean to go into that whole
No, that's
thing. I
okay.
apologize.
We just go with the flow here. You know,
Yeah.
it's what makes it interesting. Oh, Mary, I'm sorry to hear that. She lost her significant other in 21. I lost my sister and mother within 1 week of each other in the same year.
Oh, Mary, I'm
That's
sorry.
experience led me to where I am now. It's very sad. I'm so sorry.
I can understand what she's going through. I lost my
Yeah.
sister in June. I lost my other sister in October. And I lost a nephew a little over 2 months ago. Died of a heart attack, and at 44 or 42, and then I lost my
Your
son.
stepson.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's
He's had
44.
so much loss
How
lately.
old was he?
44.
44. Gosh.
And
How do
my
you do it?
nephew,
Like, I
my
can't
nephew is.
imagine losing that many people in that short amount of time. But I guess where do you find the strength?
Some days I don't find the strength, but
Mm,
I am. It's hard, but I just try to keep going. And then I lost my brother at 45, the same massive heart attack in his sleep. And so yeah, there's days that you just don't get out of bed, but you try to
I
try to
bet
keep going.
I always say too, lean on your faith. Keep the faith.
Mhm.
Because I know with me, sometimes when I don't know how to carry a burden, I just lean on my faith and look
yeah.
to God and just say, it does help. When you don't know, somehow when, you give it to God, even just for a little bit, it helps.
Yeah, I do that a lot, and I tell myself, "Oh God, I already gave this to you, but here I am thinking about it again."
Yep. And
Mhm.
he'll take as much as you give to him. It's okay.
Mhm. Yep, he will.
All right. It's getting late. I've got to get up early. Thank you,
Me
everyone,
too.
again.
Thank you.
Thank you for everything,
Yeah, you're
really.
welcome. I'm so glad you came up.
Thank you, Lori
Yeah, me
Um,
Collie.
too. Chat, you guys are amazing.
Yes, you are.
aren't they?
Mhm.
And usually, once it uploads and chat uploads, I usually go through it and read everyone's messages again in case I missed anyone. So I want to thank everyone for being here. Thanks, Jenny, Head 7 Up, everybody, TC, Lori. Thank you to our special guest, Nana Patty, Muppets
No, thank
Manlow.
you.
Thank you so
Thank you for
much.
having us.
Yeah, you're welcome. Just remember self-care, right?
Mhm. That's right.
Right? Take care of
Um,
yourself first.
I'm working on that.
Good. Good girl.
I'm not, but I'll get there.
We'll work on
start.
it.
You're being ordered to start.
Okay.
Email me, Muppets, okay? Do you have my
Yeah, I
email?
will. Yeah, from before.
Okay, yeah. Shoot
Way
me an
back in the
email.
day.
Okay. Vera, you're
Okay.
welcome. All right. All right. Good night,
Okay.
everyone.
Good
Good night.
night. Thank
All right.
you.
Good night. You're welcome.